Hi! We're gonna hit the ground running and start right with a mission in this XCOM video. But along with me is my brother, R90.
Well, I use my Steam name these days, Stone of Triumph.
Okay. Well, he's not in my DFO guild, although I've asked him a few times.
Did you?
Well, I did say that you're free to join.
We'll deal with that later.
He's more into Guild Wars 2, though.
For now, XCOM.
XCOM, yes. Now, the main reason that I invited you is that you know XCOM.
Yes, I do.
Although you have not played much Final Mod.
No, I have not.
Well, but you've watched enough to understand what it means when I see men in black on the field.
Correct.
And this fellow is unarmored, but I want to see if I can get some more captures in this mission, so my plan is to give it another turn to see if these guys move around a bit and give me a different situation. One that's, maybe they're a bit closer, easier to stun.
Uh-huh. You invited me here for a reason.
Well, yes I did. But I'm not going to give that away just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, they moved around alright, now they're both facing me. So, approaching them for a stun is probably not going to happen.
Okay, so
13% accuracy. This thing is not made for aim shots, that's for sure.
most things aren't.
These Gauss rifles are not bad for it. Much better than Gauss rifles in Terror of the Deep.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that was a laser pistol. Here you go, maybe this will help. Well, the scout tank took a laser pistol shot, and considering how lightly armored that thing is, this is not a testament to the power of the laser pistol.
Your tank is doing fine. 5 health is more than enough for anybody.
My tank is fight.
Your tank is the opposite of fight.
Yeah. Ginny Clips, do better next time. That was an aimed shot. I expected you to hit things.
Well, you can't always get what you want.
Now, you may be wondering, why did I bring you along?
Why did you bring me along?
As I said, I brought you along because you know XCOM.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you know the general strategies. How much have you played?
I've played through to the end game, but I've never actually completely finished vanilla.
Well, that's roughly where I am. And, well, there's a couple of things I want to talk about that I never managed to get at in my previous video, such as, wow, these guys are going down easy. I think these guys are using the XCOM method of fighting, though. They sent all their unarmed recruits ahead to see where my people are.
Well, when you've got a recruiting pool of a few 100 million.
Yeah. But back when I played before I knew the beginner mode bug, I thought that laser pistols were perfectly okay to use against cyber discs. The reason being, in beginner mode, the armor of enemies is cut in half. So a lot of things are viable in that mode that are not anywhere else.
Correct.
So I had to relearn a few things in Open XCOM.
You actually had to learn how to play the game.
Yeah, well, this is why some people said that XCOM was too easy before the bug was discovered, and then we got Terror from the Deep in response.
So basically those people were idiots.
Yeah, well, wow. he really did not like that scout tank.
Who does?
Yes, well... It's like the red shirt of this series.
Oh, there's a guy.
There's a guy.
Brilliant.
I know you're under pressure, Gin Eclipse, but that guy was not far away from you.
Unfortunately, there's no door to hide behind.
Well... Aside from missions where lots of people have died, that's one of the most XCOM moments I've ever seen. Well. But I really like the inclusion of this because usually you don't have to deal with armor very much outside of terror missions in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless you face mutons. Actually, mutons don't have very much armor. They just resist bullets by a lot.
Yep. Which is basically how I learned that I was doing things wrong in one of my earlier runs of vanilla XCOM.
Oh, yes. Even using the beginner bug, your tank not only took several shots to take one down, it also was not even killed. It was knocked unconscious.
It was knocked unconscious by a tank round. Is that guy using a light machine gun? No, he's using a submachine gun.
Yeah, I'm not too scared of that. That's adorable. Yeah, so that's generally how Gauss rifles are supposed to be used. They're a little like mini sniper rifles, which you can do a couple snapshots with in other circumstances.
Congrats, you captured a man in black.
Yes. I assume that, unlike the aliens, the men in black perish outside of containment because they take some sort of suicide pill.
Well, we better find out about that when you autopsy them.
What is this bizarre architecture? He has 2 lungs.
That's rather extravagant, don't you think?
Is that from something?
Portal 2.
Ah.
The human body is, generally 70 to 80% water. We think this is rather extravagant.
Yeah, and I saw, as that guy fell, that he was wielding a rocket launcher, so I'm really glad he didn't get a chance to shoot back. In fact, I was kind of provoking reaction fire with my laser weapon, so that was asking for trouble.
Well, everyone knows that rocket launchers are very light and maneuverable in stressful situations.
I have seen a few snapshots with that thing, though. This guy has a will to survive. Okay, let's see if the sniper rifle... No, never mind.
No, it will just never work. Sniping does never work, ever.
Never, ever. I don't know why all those guys recommend it. Now, Zeske is going to cross the field of view of this guy.
Uh-huh.
But where he ends up is going to be blocked by the UFO.
Uh-huh. That's the theory, anyway.
That's the theory, yes. Alright, well, there we go. Nice shot, it hit, and Gauss rifles are no joke, but apparently neither is his will to survive.
Can't you shoot him with your laser pistol from here? The answer is no.
The answer is no. You played enough with laser pistols to know that they're basically melee weapons.
I have never used laser pistols.
Okay.
What?
You know what that was.
I hope it isn't what I was thinking it was.
Okay, you see the crater, right?
Yes.
The crater the size of the UFO.
Yes.
You know that there's only one thing that can cause that.
Yes.
So, this is a thing that surprised me greatly.
It should have.
So, why don't you describe to the audience what that was?
That was a blaster bomb.
Alright. This is a thing that you usually only encounter in alien base missions. And for good reason. The effect that it had on the map should give you a clue as to what it does.
Uh-huh.
But let's elaborate a little bit more.
Okay, the blaster bomb is by far the strongest explosive weapon in vanilla XCOM. It can actually breach UFO hulls.
And to give you an idea of how ridiculous that is, in air combat, the starting heavy missiles you get are explicitly nuclear.
Yes.
And they do not cause breaches in the outer hull.
Correct.
A blaster bomb will do it.
However, you should be more glad that that soldier did not use the blaster bomb's other ability.
Well, I don't think he knew where my other soldiers were. Remember, Zeski was out of sight, so that guy just sort of walked forward, saw him, and then fired.
May I explain the signature ability of the blaster bomb?
Please do.
Okay, so the blaster bomb is not always a direct fire weapon like the rocket launcher. What you can do when firing the blaster bomb is select waypoints for the blaster bomb to travel, and basically you can aim the blaster bomb at any point in the map that isn't completely obstructed by some walls or doors.
Yeah. Now, the salvo of laser fire that we saw was pretty much the optimal use of it, which is why I'm really glad that everyone has personal armor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, and as for the damage, well, in addition to being the most powerful explosive weapon, it has the most raw damage of any vanilla weapon by a pretty good margin.
Absolutely.
Now, we've already described how it breaches the outer hull of UFOs, so it really does not care what armor that you're using. And given the size of the blast area, I really don't need to explain how much worse that could have been.
Uh-huh.
A blaster bomb is an easy way to get a squad wipe.
Yeah, basically, you don't even outside, even when base missions are concerned, you don't really start seeing blaster bombs until fairly late in the XCOM timetable.
Yeah. By the way, that throwing a weapon to someone further ahead so that they can use it, that's another of those things that is pretty awesome but is impossible in the remake, I'm sad to say.
Well, 2012 has its own virtues.
It does. It has a lot of good things about it. One of my favorite things is how it emphasizes capture by making alien weapons explode when the alien dies.
Uh-huh.
And therefore capturing is always useful.
However, it also made me rely on other early game strategies than rocket my way to victory.
Oh yes, you were the one who recommended that I bring rocket tanks to my first terror mission.
I recommend rocket tanks for every mission.
Yeah, they're not very good at developing soldier skills, though. Now, this is watching the video quite a bit after the fact, but I still can't get over the fact that there was a blaster launcher there. Oh, you're using a normal rifle. That's adorable. You want to guess how much damage that did?
None.
None. The front of personal armor does not care about normal rifle shots.
Well, it shouldn't.
Those are alien alloys there. Not as thick as UFO outer hulls by any means, but still.
Yeah, that reminds me, are there higher-end heavy armors in this mod?
There are a couple of new armors. Also, unlike the previous guy, this one has a laser rifle, which is no joke.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing in vanilla XCOM that actually has laser resistance.
Nope. This is why the laser upgrade, in addition to being extremely easy in vanilla, is probably the most important thing to research.
Yeah.
In the whole game.
Yeah, there are enemies that have plasma resistance, but not laser resistance.
Oh, you're thinking about the sectopod, aren't you?
Yes.
Well, the problem with the sectopod is that its armor is so thick that even heavy lasers have some trouble with it. But we'll jump off that bridge later.
Makes me wonder if they've made any changes to sectopods in this one.
How? What would they add to sectopods that could possibly make them worse?
Well, they could make them like the 2012 sectopods.
Oh, yes. Always reaction fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the game engine can handle that.
Well, one thing I've learned to never doubt in PC gaming is the ingenuity and perseverance of modders.
Okay, yes. I have seen some very interesting mods, including with this game. Final Mod is pretty impressive, actually. And I don't mind giving this away. Oh, well, this is a pretty good opportunity for a stun.
Someone was asleep at the switch.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
What do we do now?
You run!
I think he saw me. Maybe he didn't see me.
Look, just shoot him and be done with it. Okay,
fine, I will shoot him.
Well...
That was not a difficult shot, Jenny Clips. This is the second time. Well, the good news is that guy panicked.
Yeah, enemies can panic.
It's not easy. It is definitely not easy. But it is possible.
He decided to rest right next to you. Oh. God!
Yeah, so... if he had not panicked, I would have taken at least one casualty there.
In addition to the one from the blaster bomb.
That guy is wearing better armor than most. I would like to stun him, though, because he's the higher up on MIB missions. Now, I don't know why exactly Final Mod gave him that weapon. But now, here's another difference. In vanilla, this would be, even though I took a casualty, a godsend, because then I could research the blaster bomb launcher right away.
Yep.
And that, in vanilla, completely breaks the game. Oh.
You forgot to capture him.
No, I didn't. I stunned him, and I was hoping that one Gauss rifle round wouldn't kill him outright.
You were just hoping that a highly advanced, magnetically accelerated slug that could tear through all of his vitals wouldn't kill him.
Well, he was wearing pretty decent armor.
He's also a human.
Yeah, so... as you can imagine, when you can produce blaster bombs and their ammunition, you can just... I don't know... destroy everything that might possibly have an alien and then go home.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, I didn't use rocket launchers at rocket.
Also, how'd you get back there?
He's Batman?
He's Batman. He's even wearing black. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, I tended to use rocket tanks as a kind of heavy-duty scout. Basically, if there was an obstruction, I blew it up, and that would take care of most things.
I imagine it would. Sectoids do not hold up to rockets well.
Well, it's their fault for invading Earth.
And that's still not all of them. This ship is pretty big, actually. Oh, hello there.
Well,
And
you have not been having the best stun luck.
there is one benefit, though. Melee attacks do not provoke reaction fire. Normally, this is in the favor of the aliens because... Oh, ignore that. Because only aliens have the really dangerous melee attacks.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now, this is another thing done by Final Mod. They actually enforce the limit for alien containments. Only 10.
Oh well.
So I really need to go ahead and research these guys faster. But I do not think that I need to hold on to the soldiers.
Nope.
I was trying to think of what the MIBs gave me before I got rid of them. But soldiers really don't give anything useful in any version of the game.
And Zeske was killed, but we're not going to hold it against him.
No. In fact, when I walked over and saw the corpse, I was surprised there was that much left of him.
Uh-huh. Well, he was wearing armor.
Oh, you're gonna throw that back at me, aren't you?
Now I'm just thinking of the disintegration-proof vest.
Oh, yes, well. So, we crashed a medium UFO here. And considering how easily it went down, I have an idea of what's in the crash site. Now, it would be pretty darn easy to wait for a while so that I could arrive at daybreak, but after the complete cheese that I applied to the terror mission, I felt that our viewers deserve to see a nighttime mission every once in a while.
Hey, did one of your guys not have a weapon?
Yes, that is correct. That's because I didn't have any spare ammo for my heavy machine gun this time.
Oh, so what are you gonna give him?
Well, I was thinking of giving him a sniper rifle, but that doesn't have any ammo either.
This is turning into a problem.
Yes, it is. But he should do okay with a Gauss rifle. I mean, his aim is really good, 79 aim.
Okay. So, terror mission.
Yes, I also did not bring any smoke grenades because I was out of those, and I did not come up with a replacement for that scout tank either.
So,
And several of my people were wounded last mission. So I'm walking into this with as many
problems,
as many disadvantages as I could possibly have given myself beforehand.
Wait, you seriously ran out of smoke grenades?
Yes. Well, you know how I chew through those. I did bring plenty of electro flares, though. So, this is another thing that was removed that a lot of people missed from 2012, which is night missions.
Well, there are missions that take place at night, but not in the fog of war sense.
They do not take place in the way that...
Oh.
Well, I was... Despite everything, I saw these guys and was not too terribly afraid of what the mission had in store.
Yeah, it's just hybrids.
Yes. Most of these use weapons that are worse than XCOM starting equipment, and I have personal armor.
Can the RPG launchers still kill you, though?
Oh, probably. That's why I can't be completely complacent here. Still, I started off surrounded, basically, and the battle is going like this. So this is the opposite of the situation that I found myself when I first encountered the Men in Black. You remember how that went.
It did not go.
Oh, well, my recruit squad went, in a manner of speaking. Oi, they went somewhere all right.
I wonder if plasma weapons still have the accuracy advantage over laser weapons.
Oh boy, they do. You've seen some of the plasma snapshots they've given us.
The completely nonsensical accuracy advantage.
Well, pretty much because they need to give us a challenge somehow, right? Aside from them having some of the most powerful weapons in the game right from the start, yes. But that's part of what makes it XCOM. It would not be nearly the game that it is if it did not punish you for mistakes harshly. Actually, while XCOM is known for being brutal to your soldiers, it's not as easy to lose as you might think.
Yeah, it takes a while for there to be a complete loss.
Yeah, and especially early in the game, recruits are super expendable.
That guy! I had no faith in that guy.
Now, something that I should mention about night missions is, if you understand how they work and throw lots of electro flares around, they're not that horrible. Although terror missions are still bad because, well, there are a lot of corners for the enemy to hide behind.
Also, chrysalids.
Well, yes, but that's not even related to nighttime missions. Well, actually, no. That does make night terror missions worse. Chrysalids make anything worse.
They make things worse in 2012 XCOM.
Yes. I'm really glad that they preserved the chrysalid effect in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Sweep the leg, I take the shot.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow.
That guy really want.
That I'm not used to hybrids surviving a shot of that gun. Yes. And I cannot see what kind of weapon that hybrid is using, so
Throw a grenade at it?
throw a grenade at it.
How come it takes so much time units to prime a grenade?
Well, these have timers that you need to fill with, plus pulling the pin out of a grenade is not nearly as easy as the movies say it is.
Uh-huh.
The whole point of them is to prevent accidental detonations, and that is really important, so...
Yeah, pro tip, fellas, trying to pull a pin out of a grenade with your teeth will only enrich your dentist.
Oh, wait, okay, so we've discovered a rocket-propelled grenade launcher, which absolutely mutilated someone's cabbages. It also destroyed one of my electro flares, so congratulations on your clever plot to stay concealed there.
So, you were saying?
I think I was just about done, actually. Well, that was also surprising, though it shouldn't have been considering what just happened last turn. But anyway. The classic XCOM accuracy has a reputation that's well deserved. However, I find that aimed shots are much more respectable. Although that does make me wonder about what stance an XCOM agent takes when it tries to burst fire. Maybe a JoJo stance.
Well, auto fire is never really about accuracy in the real life.
Well, yes. But 3-shot burst fire kinda is. Because the whole point of it is that the bullets are put in roughly the same spot to defeat armor.
Well, in XCOM.
No, in real life too, actually. Although, granted, you don't encounter it quite as much as in this game. Also, hybrids are a great way for you to figure out what would have killed you in a real mission. Like that reaction shot, because I did not look to the left or right there.
Actually, it's not so much about defeating armor as ensuring any hit at all.
Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. I'm not a military guy, and you're a historian, which is kind of close, I guess?
I read things.
You read things. Fair enough. Now, but seriously, if these guys were using plasma, I would have taken at least 3 casualties in this mission.
But they weren't, so you didn't.
Yes. Even so, it kind of highlights why I try to avoid night missions. I also feel sorry for the farmers in this game. Wow. Right, so... And I was really sloppy with my movement there. He had moved forward and there was no light cover to show if there were any aliens there.
Yep.
I wonder if this means I should practice night missions more or try harder to avoid them.
Are there night vision goggles in the Final Mod?
Nope.
Well, that's stupid.
Oh wow. Now considering... there was evidence earlier that these aliens were panicking because they were shooting with no Xcom agents in sight, and also one of those guys dropped his weapon.
Yep. Well, let's see what happens.
I had considered capturing them. Wow.
Yeah. Well, you blew up the town apple tree. That apple tree had been there since the founding of the town 300 years ago. It was an irreplaceable cultural treasure.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't go for a stun, because these guys have not learned to vault over hedges.
Ah. Well, you could burn down the hedge.
Yeah, but I've caused enough suffering for this property owner already.
No, you have not.
Really? Why do you hate them so much? Actually, that reminds me of a Rome Total War trait chain.
Yes. Bad at farming, hates farmers.
Well, 2 piece.
Okay, and that was all of them.
That was all of them. The only thing of value you get from hybrid missions is the points. Although, I did get a pretty decent amount, so... I mean, if you were somehow in the habit of ignoring terror missions, that's an important thing to remember.
People can take care of themselves. You don't need to help them.
Well, I think that's it for the video. Thanks very much for joining me.
Okay.